Keir Starmer has once again drawn widespread criticism for his handling of issues affecting pensioners, while his chief advisor, Sue Gray, earns an astonishing £170,000 a year, surpassing the Prime Minister himself. This revelation raises questions about the guidance and decision-making happening at the helm of the government. Recent decisions, like cutting winter fuel payments for many struggling pensioners while accepting lavish gifts for himself and his wife, have sparked disbelief. With Sue Gray, the Chief of Staff, seemingly failing to steer the Prime Minister away from these contentious choices despite her substantial salary, one must wonder if there is anyone with significant political insight advising at number 10. Public sector salaries have long been a point of contention. As a former deputy mayor, I have first-hand experience with the excessive salaries awarded to top officials in local councils, which often lead to heated debates. Proponents argue that high salaries are necessary to attract top talent from the private sector. However, this justification doesn't hold when you consider the typical career path of civil servants, who rarely transition from high-flying private sector roles to public service positions. According to the Taxpayers Alliance Town Hall Rich List, it's evident that many in the public sector earn more than the Prime Minister, whose salary was £164,951 for 2022-23. In fact, 188 council employees earned more than this, and 557 received higher total remuneration. This disparity is stark compared to the private sector, where high earnings are closely tied to performance. This performance-based accountability is often lacking in public sector roles, where job security can sometimes seem guaranteed regardless of outcomes. During the Conservatives' tenure, there was an attempt to address these issues. Initiated by David Cameron in 2015 and implemented in 2020, a cap of £95,000 on public sector redundancy payments was introduced but was quickly overturned after legal challenges from trade unions. I advocate for a more stringent policy, where no civil service role would offer compensation higher than that of the Prime Minister. Public service should not be a path to wealth. As we see with the current administration's decisions and the high salaries involved, it might be prudent for Sue Gray to consider advice herself, preferably from a source that doesn't burden the taxpayers further.